Welcome back, Dolphins. It's finally time to talk about that wonderful game against the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night. We thought Visor Tua was here to stay. We thought it was a new persona towards greatness. It ended up being the exact opposite. We reverted right back to what we did every other game before the Falcons game, and it was absolutely nightmare, and I can't wait to talk about it. Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. We have here, of course, on a Monday night, doing our reactions to the latest Miami Dolphins game, against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't even remember the score because I tuned it out. Where's the thumbnail? 28-6, we lost this one. Josh, not good, man. Not good. I mean, we started good.
Yeah.
A little bit. We started a little good.
Yeah, there were some positives.
There were moments of shininess.
Well, no. They don't even get that. There were moments of basic football.
There were moments that we looked like we knew what we were out there playing.
And I will say this. I think the defense did a hell of a job in the first half. And then the wheels fell off in the second half for everyone.
Yeah.
It was it was an interesting game. Because when you look at like the first half box score and you look at like the totals, like the team stats, you would think, we would have been up by a touchdown or two. And then you look at the same stats at the end of the game, and you would think this came down to a field goal, a late last second field goal win. And then you see the score and it's like, oh, no. We forgot how to put the ball into the end zone and apparently kick field goals. So yeah, it was an interesting game. It was weird. And I've had a couple days to digest, so I'm not as heated. I've gone back and watched the film. There was a shitload of bad. There was some good, some key players that were good. Some of the scheming was good. But yeah, no, it was strange. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, I know it's another loss and it's typical and whatever, but like this game just seemed like we should have been in it based on the stats,
It felt like the defense wanted to continue where it left off from the Falcons game.
Mm-hmm.
And the offense wanted to go home and play Madden. It's not all the players, but it's mostly the players. But once again, we got away from the run, 20 rushes to 40 passes. Again, unbalanced attack. We couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Tua averaged just 6.5 yards per throw. So there you go, in the gutter again when it comes to throwing screens and short yardage passes nonstop. And like you said, the defense held Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry to practically nothing in the first half. And you could say that it was because Lamar Jackson was rusty, and I completely agree. He was. He did not look great.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry was still there, and he couldn't do anything. Yeah. And then we allowed them to continue to score because we were giving them short yardage situations. Taj Washington, the guy who I've been touting on this show forever, finally gets in the game. Finally gets his first NFL catch, by the way. Congratulations.
Also,
and then he fumbles it.
He also gets his first NFL fumble.
I couldn't believe it because, honestly, he looked great on that one catch.
Yeah,
he made moves.
You texted me, and you were like, dude, he looks like a mini Tyreek Hill out there. Like, just from his shiftiness. And then...
His shiftiness reminds me a lot of Tyreek Hill. And then the rest of his game, not so much, right? Because Tyreek Hill doesn't fumble that ball. And yeah, it was an interesting game. I think emotionally I'm just tapped out at this point. I don't have any more anger to give to this team.
No more tears.
Yeah, you could tell early on that it was going to be a shit show because, we're settling for a field goal when we should have had a touchdown. We drove right down the field. We opted to take the ball first. We get the ball. We're driving down the field. And then what happens? We just absolutely blow. And we don't get the touchdown. We get a field goal. It's like, okay, great. And then we force a 3 and out. Great. A chance to go up 2 scores. Let's drive down the field again and get a touchdown. 1 play into the drive, it's a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, our offense that first drive looked like we could do whatever we wanted. I thought this was going to be a very good game for Miami early on, right? I mean, I liked the blueprint early. 6 offensive linemen, let's go heavy. We're going to lean on the run. Tua to Waddle after a couple runs that kind of fake. I don't know. It was like a fake jet to Achane or something, and Tua bang to Waddle for a deep ball. And then it's like, Mike McDaniel reverted back to week 3, week 4, week 5, Mike McDaniel, where it was screenplays and screen passes and 17 motions. And, I don't know.
I'm really glad you said that because I really want to talk about that. And we're talking about it initially here, and then we'll talk about it more later. I have also been on the train that this is Mike McDaniel calling too many screen passes. But last week we see Tua throwing it all over the yard. This week we see all the screen passes return. I'm starting to believe, because we're on the outside looking in, we don't know the play calls. I am starting to believe it is not Mike McDaniel calling screen passes. It is an inept quarterback who, as soon as the pressure starts to look even minutely close to taking him down, he goes to the check down. And why I say that is because it's starting to happen in situations where you don't expect it to happen, right?
True.
We need like a 3rd and 6 check down. Why would Mike call that? It doesn't make any sense for the coach to call that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's feeling more and more to me like a quarterback issue
very much
than a coaching issue.
And that's a really fucking solid point, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen, now I'm 40, about to be 40. I've been watching football since I could watch football. I've been studying football for 20 plus years. I don't think I've seen such a drastic fall off for a starting quarterback. Such an opposing, like a Jekyll and Hyde thing between what Tua was 2 years ago and what he is today. I mean, it's almost impressive at how bad he is. You know what I mean?
I think I can think of a few, though. Now that you say it, like I'm starting to think, and I'm like, is there any other examples? RG3 had an amazing rookie year.
I mean in Miami. Sorry.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But like around the league, I mean,
it's all around the league.
I'm thinking RG3. I'm thinking Carson Wentz. I'm thinking CJ Stroud. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what is it about these young quarterbacks where they can look amazing one year, and I think it's just the defense isn't ready for whatever they like to do. Let's say for Tua, that's middle of the field passes, right? Defense isn't ready for that, and then the next year there's 17 games of tape. And now everybody's covering the middle of the field and leaving the outs open, which why wouldn't you cover Tua that way in the first place? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And now he can't catch a cold. So listen, there's a lot to say about this, but there's a lot to say in the chat about this too. So let's bounce over there and then we'll come back to this for a second.
You guys are crazy. You guys are lighting it up already. I love this.
Love it. Cap for Life is back. We always love his takes. I'm sure he has some absolute nuts stuff to say to this one. Jorge is back. Welcome back, Jorge.
What's up, buddy? True Blazer
in the house. God bless you for watching that over. I did not watch this one a second time.
I have watched it 3 times. I watched the all 22 twice, and I rewatched the shorter version of the game once, and it was horrible. It was worse every time.
I'm pretty sure you hate yourself. I think
I do. I think it's my penance for being a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, I think so. Now we've been hoping for this how many times?
But it's finally gonna happen. It's this time it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Jorge believes too. We have to believe. What else can we do?
It's a very unhealthy relationship.
Lo-Fi, welcome back, man.
Hey,
Baltimore definitely. Lamar started to getting his feels. He started to feel the rhythm. He started to feel the rhyme.
Get on up. It's Lamar
bobsled time. There we go. Thank you for that. I fucking love it. I love it.
So bad.
I love it. Tale of two halves, maybe. Look at McD scripted the first drive.
Yeah.
And it was nice. And it hasn't always been that way. Even the Falcons game, the first drive went 3 and out. It was a nice first drive.
It seems like it might be starting to be more on the quarterback. I mean, not starting. It's more on the quarterback.
Yeah, I still have a lot of beef with Mike McDaniel. Don't take that as me being okay with Mike McDaniel now and thinking that he deserves more of a chance and yada 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 yada. He's part of the reason Tua is here. Okay, he could have told them, guys, don't give him that contract. I want to get my guy. He was well within his power to do that. And he said, nope, Tua is the guy.
Yeah. And also what I do know, because I do have people that are close to like that are Dolphin media people that I talk to that I message back and forth with. And it has been noted multiple times throughout his tenure here. And we know this. We know Chris Grier, and we know the type of GM he was. Thank God we can say that in the past tense. Chris Grier was I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to give my coach what my coach wants because I don't want to make any of the decisions. I don't want it to fall on me. And, I blame Mike McDaniel just as much as I blame Chris Grier for the talent on this team, or rather the lack thereof.
Yeah, you're supposed to take from the coach like what type of player you want, not the actual player. That's for you to decide. You're the GM and your scouts and all and your huge team. I'm sure Miami has a huge team of people, a contingent of people that are out there, looking at high schoolers and college players and so on and so forth, CFL guys and UFL guys and all that stuff.
Yep.
And they're evaluating them on their skills. And then the coach should tell you what skills he wants, not what players he wants.
And I will say this. I think we are now officially in I'm no longer going to be mad at losses, right? We're in evaluation mode. We are in full. Let's find foundation. Who are the foundational? Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Where are the foundational players on this team? If there are any, I happen to think there are only three on this team. How do we need, or what can we get for the other players? Let's make this team as attractive as humanly possible for the next GM and the next regime with draft capital. Let's try to get our cap space in order as best we can via trades and via releases and contract, reworkings and whatnot whenever applicable. So that's where we're at now. So I'm going into every game thinking we're going to lose. Spoiler alert for all of our preview shows. But I'm going in with a good mindset, as in, okay, I'm going to watch this. We're going to look like dog shit. But I'm looking at who are we keeping? How are these players playing knowing that this season is a bust?
Yeah. Welcome in, Blake. Nice to see you,
bud. There he is.
Jorge says it's going to be a 59 in 11 days. Happy birthday, Jorge, if we don't get a chance to talk to you at that point. Lo-Fi, you bring this up a lot, and I continuously forget about it. This is such a good point, and we need to put it in the show notes next time. Yeah, once the rules changed, our offense took a hit for sure. You got another Inter Miami fan in here.
Let's go. Yes. Yes, I am originally from Miami, for those of you that don't know me, but I live in Connecticut right now, or for my life.
What's up, Abel?
Hey, there he is.
Spineless GM for sure.
Very much so.
I have not seen anything about Tua saying something about Grier. Although I'm sure it's spicy if he has said something, because the kid hasn't known how to shut up this year.
Yeah, Jesus.
No,
but the reports are, I think what Cap is talking about are the reports that he came out saying, I can't believe you fired, and I'm paraphrasing, I can't believe you fired Chris Grier. This is unacceptable, like all that other crap. And it's like, if this is anywhere close to being true, which I don't believe it is, he can cordially go fuck himself.
Don't worry, buddy. You're on your way out too.
Yeah.
Jorge says we're one away from 75. Appreciate that, Jorge. I thought we were at 72, but he keeps more up to date with our numbers than we do. So we are one away from our goal, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that button. We have a goal of 75 subscribers by November 11, which is only 8 days away. That is the 3-month mark for when we started the show. So almost 3 months that we have been live and in your ears on a regular basis. Yep. I don't know whether or not to apologize or to say thank you.
And just as a PSA to all of you guys and all of those watching later, once we start hitting our second milestones and our thirds and our fourths, we will be giving away some cool swag to some random listeners or commentators. So keep that in mind once we hit
only
those
about
goals.
Like 7 or 8 of you that regularly comment right now. So you have a really good chance.
Really good chance. Yes. And I'm not going to say that one may or may not be a Dolphins jersey. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it might be. Which is worse, Tua's play on the field or his mic work off the field? That is a really good question. We need a poll. Get a poll up. Which is worse?
Is there a way to do that?
I don't know if there's polls on here, but we'll get one up on the channel if we can't do it in here. Which is worse, is to play on the field or they're both so bad. They're both egregiously bad. That's a really good point. Some other instant reactions I have before we get into our first ever Fins news that's coming up, by the way, guys, because there is some breaking news for the Miami Dolphins that we'll tell you here, and then we'll have a breaking news video as well. We still can't cover a tight end. I wonder how good we would be if we could cover a tight end. I wonder how many wins we would have.
Not many more. I don't think anything would change. I just think
I think we'd have like 2 more. Yeah. I do. I mean, look at the numbers that tight ends have put up against us. It's insane. And they're always wide open.
That is true.
Because it's the linebacker thinking that the safety's going to take it, and it's the safety's thinking that the linebacker's going to take it, and then there's a tight end who's wide open. And I don't know how you have that much miscommunication at that level. And holy crap, who cares? Because 75 subs. Let's go, baby.
Hey!
We hit our goal.
I love it.
Pointing somewhere.
I fucking live. Sorry for that, screaming at that in the mic. But yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
man. That's awesome. Thank you
Seriously.
all who have subscribed. 75 subscribers before the 3-month mark. That's so exciting.
So massive. Like, seriously, cannot thank each and every one of you enough.
Oh man, I'm so pumped.
Incredible.
I don't even want to do this anymore. Let's just go.
We're gonna end on a high note. All right, guys, we hit 75. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.
This is hilarious. Dallas Clark is still wide open. He is. He's out of retirement and he's wide open.
Yep.
We're selling out against the run. Less embarrassing having tight end beating you up in the past. I guess. I mean, listen, I'm very impressed by the run defense of these last 2 games. I know Henry ended up with a good stat line, but I'm pretty sure the defense must have been exhausted by that point because the offense was giving them nothing but 3 and outs, 3 and outs, and 3 and outs. Yeah. I will say, like, Anthony Weaver has earned more good graces with me with how the defense has been playing lately. But I mean, everybody's got to go, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, 76. Oh my God.
Let's go.
You guys are amazing.
You guys are incredible. Hey, just for those of you watching, I did put a poll up on our channel. If you go to our channel and you go to posts, in the post tab, you'll see the poll for Tua's play. What's worse, Tua plays on the field, his play on the field, or his mic work?
If you're on mobile, it usually pops up like right in your home screen.
Yep.
All right, let's enough for instant reactions. It's not very instant because the game was on Thursday and it's now Monday. So let's get into our first ever Fins News Desk. Here we go. We have 3 pieces of news to share with you all, and some of them are speculation, and some of them are actual news. So let's get into the first one. We've been talking about it already. Chris Grier is officially out as the Dolphins general manager. Him and the team have agreed to mutually part ways. Obviously, performance was a major issue when it comes to Chris Grier. We've seen some people in the chat say it's a GM with no backbone, a spineless GM. That's
understatement of the year, fellas.
Yeah. So as hard as it is for us as fans, I think, to admit it, Josh, I think the season is over. Yeah. We're in rebuild mode officially, and we're going to start selling off pieces here and there.
And we should be, right? Yeah. And I think, and I will say this, as a fan, it's really hard to say this. And I think each and every one of you in the chat, or those of you that are watching later, would agree, right? It's hard as a fan to say, you know what, I'm excited that we fired basically the general manager of the team. I'm excited that we suck again. I'm excited that we're selling, we're rebuilding, we're tearing this thing down to the studs. But this was a broken roster. This is a broken team. And at some point you need to go to the doctor and you need to get treated. And it had to be Chris Grier to go first. It needs to be Mike McDaniel. It has to be Tua. This roster needs a revamp in so many ways. And I think we've jump-started that in a way, and we've talked about this on the show, because we, not to be very repetitive, but we went from the 3rd oldest team in the league to one of the 5 youngest teams in one off season. And I think with all of that youth comes a lot of the crap that we're seeing on the field, coupled with all of the ineptitude of the front office and the head coaching and the coaching staff. So if we can get some things changed, just kind of get our books in order, revitalize our draft capital, and really get somebody in here from a team that has sustained success, that can look at this and give this team and us fans some different perspective and some different ways of looking at the right way to build a team, we can leverage what we've done, or what, the interim GM and this team is doing from this point going forward to the end of the year. I'm not saying we're going to magically be a playoff team next year. We're going to suck for a year or two. And we just all need to understand that. But hopefully we can start building the foundation, laying the foundation, building the house from the inside out, as opposed to going out and trying to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on these flashy names in the hopes that they'll cover up all of the nonsense.
Yeah, I forget the name of the interim GM, but good job by him. He's got some moves done today, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Yep.
If you want our full thoughts on it, we do have a breaking news video out there, about 20 minutes long. We go through, the ups and downs of the Greer era and what finally led to, his ultimate demise. He's not dead. He's just fired.
He's dead to me.
Yeah, this is true. This is something to be excited about. It's now mock draft season for Dolphins fans, so get your mocks going.
Yeah, and we're going to have a very good draft pick, especially if the rumors on the rumor mill are correct, where Tua is going to be benched and we're starting Ewers.
Maka-laka ding-dong. Speaking of that, Tua bench watch. Hello. Storyline number, or not storyline, but headline number 2 to look out for in the breaking news section is there is some noise in the media circles that Tua could potentially be benched to give either Quinn Ewers or Zach Wilson a chance at the starting gig, just to see what we got. I think we know what we got in Zach. I'd be surprised by that one, but it's 7th round rookie Quinn Ewers. To Greg Sosa was here in our last show, and he said, what's the difference?
Yeah, there isn't.
If we start Quinn Ewers, even if he's terrible, what's the difference between him and Tua at this point? And that's a fair point.
Yeah. And word is that from practice, that Ewers has officially supplanted Wilson as QB2 on this team behind Tua.
Good for him. I don't really trust Mike McDaniel's quarterback evaluations at this point.
But I do like the move, right? I mean, fuck it. How bad could it be? It can't get much worse.
It really can't. Yeah, yes, Tua throws some nice balls occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's few and far between the checkdowns that we see on an awful regular basis. I'd rather see Quinn Ewers out there slinging it, throwing 25 interceptions than to see more friggin' checkdowns.
Yes, very much so.
Absolutely insane. This rumor hopefully is very wrong, or else we are in deep trouble as a franchise, because we're just going to keep spinning our wheels and doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like if you fire one, you got to fire them all. Unless you have like a sure thing, but we don't.
Yeah, and Lo-Fi, I'm going to push back a little bit because I'm hearing something different. There is obviously the well-known rumor that Mike McDaniel will be here for the remainder of the year. That's fine. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to make a difference. We're still going to lose. He's not going to get us any kind of victories. However, he's gone. He is very much gone. So.
Sorry for the spam there for a sec. So Champ Kelly is the new GM. Thank you, Trueblazer, for popping in there. Don't say this in the wrong way, but when you have a cancer in your team, you need a cure. This team has been hurting for a while. Yeah, about what year was Tua drafted?
Okay. They've been hurting since Marino left, so really. It's well before Tua.
This is unfortunately very true. Yeah. I do feel awful for Tannehill because I love Tannehill more than Tua when he was coming out. I have multiple Tannehill jerseys, and
so do I. Was
really pumped for him. I really got sick of hearing that he was a former wide receiver, though. That got sickening really quick.
Yep, but I was a big fan of his coming out of college too, and I thought he did some very good things here, but he also did some very not so good things here. So
did some really good things in Tennessee as well.
Yes, he did.
All right, let's get to the final breaking news story. Jaylen Phillips has been traded to the Eagles for a 3rd round pick. Josh, I got to admit, bud, I didn't expect to get a 3rd round pick for any of the pieces that we have on this team. So to come away with a 3rd round pick for a guy who, let's face it, is often injured and feels like he's playing football with some slip 'em on his hands instead of stick 'em because he can't seem to wrap a quarterback to save his life.
So stupid.
Listen, it's been two or 3 weeks in a row where Jaylen Phillips has a surefire sack and just the quarterback slips through. So I wish him well. I was so excited for the potential that was Jaylen Phillips, but it's just time for a change. And to get a 3rd round pick for him is absolutely dynamite. Champ Kelly just doing work out there.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, in our text group, we said like best case scenario is a 3rd, but probably realistically a conditional 4th. Probably turns into a 5th with playing time. And I think the fact that we got a 3rd and understand the Eagles have 3 3rd round picks. We got their original 3rd round pick, which is probably going to be closer to a 4th, but whatever. The fact that we got that for a player that, to your point, hasn't looked the same since his most recent injury, has never had a full season, I don't believe. Maybe one in his tenure, I think, where he played a full season.
While you wax
Yep.
poetic over there.
And a player who has ever made in a lab from a physicality standpoint and an athletic standpoint, but just could not, all the way back to college, could not stay healthy. And this is all stuff we all know. The fact that Fangio vouched for him to the Eagles front brass and they said, give up a third. We have a few of them. I think is really, this is one of those weird trades that work out really well for both teams because we get a very good asset. A third round pick, even if it's a late third round pick, is a better lottery ticket than a fourth or a fifth rounder. And they get a player that if he can stay healthy and he can put some pieces together and is now in the rotation, not a starter, can really can boost their pass rush, which is something they need. And they control him. They have the ability to start negotiating with him before anyone else can, should they decide that they want to re-sign him. I think it's kind of a win-win-win-win on all accounts. Jalen Phillips, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm glad you're going to a team. Hopefully you can get deep into the playoffs because I think you've played well enough in your career already to deserve that. And we weren't going to re-sign him. So we're getting something for someone that we weren't going to get anything for,
He played 2 full seasons, his rookie year and his sophomore year.
Okay.
He had 8.5 sacks his rookie year, 7 sacks his sophomore year. He had 6.5 sacks in just 8 games under Vic Fangio in 2023, which I think is the allure that you're seeing there with Philadelphia.
Yeah, very much so.
But that was 2 injuries ago. So he has 3 sacks this year. He still looks like he has some motor at times, but I think, to your point, a third round pick is impossible
Phenomenal.
to pass up.
For this and there's some other news and rumors, rumors. I'll just say it here. Because we're live. Cowboys are trading potentially. Rumors are they're making a trade for Minka, and the 49ers are making are in conversation to trade for Bradley Chubb. Now, I don't know if it's really going to come to fruition. I know Jerry Jones came out and said we have finalized the trade. It will be made known tomorrow. And the rumors are that it's either Minka or Bradley Chubb, but looking at their defense, my guess is that it's Minka. And knowing the 49ers wanted Jaylen Phillips and also Bradley Chubb is on the block, they're probably going to try to trade for him. At least that's what the rumors are saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see either Minka or Chubb go to the Cowboys. I really feel for Minka. I hope he does get traded, and that pains me because I love him and I want him to be here, but he's approaching 30 years old. He wants to go somewhere he's going to win. I don't blame him.
Well, it wouldn't be Dallas, but that's fine.
True. Yeah, Minka might be good for a third. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong. If we could get a third for Minka and a third for Chubb, I'd say just hire Champ right now because that's incredible value. I mean,
if we come away with those 3 players being traded with worst case scenario 2/3 and a fourth, I mean that is a monster home run.
Although I think that's a step down for him to go to GM because I think he's like the executive of whatever.
Yeah. And it's well known that he won't be the GM. I don't think he's looking to be the GM. I think he likes his little niche role with no responsibilities past, hey, can you help us sustain this until we hire somebody else?
I hope that we get rid of a few pieces, and I'm just gonna we could see Rasul Douglas has been playing well enough. We could see him, warrant a pick, and maybe that would be more like a 5th or 6th round pick. So I don't really know if it's worth it, but
I think it is.
It's draft capital
Assets, and if we want to trade up, we have more capital.
On offense, I think the only thing I really see is Achane and Waddle, and I'm really hoping that's a no. At least for Achane, I have mixed feelings on Waddle. I think he's very good, but I also think if we could get a first for him, that's crush. So I would probably take that. I don't think anybody's offering a first for him.
But we also didn't think anyone was offering us a third for Phillips, and Waddle is very popular in league circles. For his ability. I think the 2 untouchables on this team for me right now is Achane. I mean, outside of, and I know we wouldn't get this for a running back specifically because that position is undervalued. But if we could get a Laramie Tunsil type deal, I'd be okay to let him go. But outside of that, which I know we won't get, he's a foundational piece, and so is Patrick Paul. Those are the 2 you don't trade unless you get something absolutely insane.
I mean, if somebody
look at Abel's comment at
he's a wide receiver 1 on a really bad team.
See, for those of you that don't know, that is an inside joke because I am an avid believer that Waddle is a true one in this league, and Anthony thinks he's just a very, very good 1B, maybe wide receiver too.
I think, and there's nothing wrong with that. T. Higgins is a 1B, and he got paid a bunch of money. And if everybody makes it seem like I'm insulting him, I'm not meaning to insult him. I just don't think he's on the same level of the Jamar Chases and Justin Jeffersons and Tyreek Hills
wrong.
of the world.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
We have 3 picks in the 3rd round now. I did not know that. Good call out, Jorge. That's awesome.
And with a potential 4th, depending on how some of these other potential trades go with comp picks.
You know what I heard is that Philadelphia, if they choose not to sign Phillips and Phillips signs for a big enough contract, they would get a 3rd round comp.
Yes, they would.
That's insane.
Yeah, but he won't sign for that big enough.
I don't think so either. No. Happy for Phillips. Hopes he sends the postcard on what the playoffs look like.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we know what they look like. We just suck, so we never get past the 1st round.
I don't know who they drafted, but that sucks. They are just an injury-riddled team, dude. I have never seen a team suffer from so many injuries year after year after year. It's absolutely insane. All right, so let me get into some of a few other quick hitters here in the news story. But while I'm doing that, while I'm dialing this up, who would you guys like to see traded? And what do you think we could trade him for? Are there people we're not talking about? You want to see like Jordan Brooks moved or Dotson moved or maybe big play Willie Gay? Or who do you think has value on this team that could be moved? The trade deadline's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So we're running out of time. Less than 24 hours to make any deals at this point. Hoping and praying that Champ is just working those phones all through the night. Or whoever is working them for him.
And for notebook standpoint, it's Michael Williams for the 49ers. Yep.
The Texans, is that your name?
Yes, I believe so. Towards ACL, he's out for the season.
Bummer. All right, let's get to the quick hitters. Ollie Gordon limped off late in the 2nd quarter.
That's tough.
Probably pain from the tripping call. That was the most egregious call anybody's ever made in the NFL at any point in time ever throughout the entire history of the league. Phantom trip called by the referees. Why the NFL, I'm going to get in a rant for a second, why the NFL can't use their stupid eye in the sky where they correct plays and stuff to correct that egregious call is beyond me. I don't care about the refs' feelings. When they get a call that wrong on a 38-yard play, the team died after that. And I text you that, and you said, I don't think so. I think they're still playing well. And what happened? We didn't score a single point the rest of the game. That killed any momentum that we had. Up to that point, the offense was still playing well enough to stay in the game. But after that 38-yard play got called back, that was it.
Yep, that was it. And that coupled with the great decision to throw a fade to Achane on the best safety in football. So, yeah, hey, that's great.
Yeah. Why not throw it to your receivers?
Yeah.
Your number one receiver at that.
Or when you're averaging over 6 yards a carry, why don't you try to fucking run the ball when it's
4th and 2. Ollie Gordon looked like he was doing a pretty good job out there.
Sorry.
Jaylen Wright didn't even play in this game, by the way. Taj Washington got the roster spot. For the love of God. Jesus Christ.
I know. Jesus. Here, go ahead and chat. I'll take care of it. Okay.
All right. So roster mechanics, we had some practice squad elevations to watch. So I think it's just Jaylen Wright, right? I mean, if Ollie isn't ready to go, we'll see Jaylen Wright on the active roster for sure. And if Jaylen Wright is active, there's a chance Ollie is not.
Yeah, and let me ask the chat. I'll be curious to hear what you guys think. I know this is very hard. From a fan standpoint, the season is shit. We're done. We're not going anywhere. So would you rather see some of the key cogs, some of the identified foundational players maybe play a little less to reduce injury risk and let some of these younger Ollie Gordon and Jaylen Wright kind of battle it out so that there is enough tape for the next regime to come in and watch so that some decisions can be made? Or do you just want to keep all of your kind of whoever's left after the trade deadline, keep all your best players in and hope for the best? I'll be curious to see what the chat says.
The chat says fragile penguin Waddle. At least Jorge's on my team. I got one. This is interesting. Yeah. Dolphins have placed the most players on IR. I will say,
makes sense.
The most players doesn't necessarily mean they were good players.
Yeah, no, but this does make sense, right? That stat.
Sorry, back to it.
Yeah, when you know how Chris Greer signed free agents and draft players, which were oft injured players, the fact that we have almost 30 players on IR makes total sense to me, unfortunately.
It was some Melifonwu go off, right?
Yep.
Second game, and then he was
Ashton
out
Davis is out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Storm
Shame.
Duck was out, came back, and now is out again.
Jorge says he wouldn't mind seeing a 4th or 5th rounder for Wright, which makes sense.
Probably
and
won't
Waddle
get that
for
much
first.
for him, but yes, agreed.
Yeah, running backs values. He could start somewhere.
He could. Well, he'd be a solid, RB2 in a lot of places.
1B, yeah. Yeah, I really don't understand why more teams don't try to do the Detroit Lions approach, the Gibbs and Montgomery. Although that's been a little slower this year than usual. But yeah, crazy. Hey, what do you say we get into some takeaways about this game?
Let's do it.
35 minutes in, I think it's about time.
We have 3 of them. Do you, I will cede the floor to you, sir.
All right, let's go. Takeaway number 1: the run-heavy package works. We did go back to the run-heavy package in this one, at least for the first half. Right tackle is the obvious weak link because Borum is so bad at football.
Yeah.
So we kept leaning on a 6 offensive lineman with Brunskill in there, just leading the charge like a G. So Achane once again lighten up the box score, man. He is our best player without a doubt.
Not even close.
And as long as we keep running this heavy package, I think we have a chance to at least surprise in some games.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000% agree with you. Not saying that will translate into a win per se.
Probably not.
But that being said, we do play the Jets again, so we maybe get at least one more. But I will say this: I absolutely love the 6 offensive lineman look. I don't know what it is about it, and maybe it's because we have such shit tight ends. If we had a better tight end, more of an all-around like a Mark Andrews, for example, but a tight end that could block a little bit better than anyone we have on the roster, I think okay. But I don't know. It's just something of it. Just reminds me of that old school smash mouth. Give it to the fridge and let him run between the tackles.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Achane is any kind of Jerome Bettis type player by any stretch, but I think what it does do is it opens up an additional option, as in an additional lane for whether it's Achane or whether it's Ali to choose which one looks the best to try to maximize each rep. Where when we did not have 6 offensive linemen in there and we were rocking 5 standard offensive linemen with a tight end, all of our tight ends are kind of receiving tight ends for the most part. And Greg Dulcich looked phenomenal. I think he had I think he was our leading receiver in the game against Baltimore, but he's not a blocker. And neither is Darren Waller, for as big as he is. They are kind of possession receivers. So I really like this, and I would like to see a lot more of it,
I'll be interested to see if it goes back to normal when Julian Hill comes back, because I do believe they believe he's the blocking tight end. And he's been out for 2 games. We've done the heavy package for 2 games while he was out. I think there might be something there. Dolce finally got to play, and he looked good out there. I don't understand why this guy is bouncing between practice squad rosters. He's definitely good enough to be on an active roster in the NFL. It makes no sense. You're telling me Tanner Connor's better than him?
I mean, I'm not. No, I think
but the league is, right? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's better than Waller. I mean, I think he's the best tight end we have on the roster. If everyone was healthy, he would be the one that I would pick to start.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's go to the chat, because you asked a question. You got the chat rolling now. So
yes.
Here we go to Blake first. He's down for a total evaluation. If that means key players playing less, so be it. I just want to see the team doing things differently, because the same old Dolphins is tired, bro. I am tired.
It's tired, bro.
I'm tired.
No, and I agree. I mean, I think we are officially in evaluation mode. We need to put, butts on tape, and we need to, we need these players to start, taking it seriously from a standpoint of, I'm not playing necessarily to stay on Miami. I'm playing for my next team. I need to put my best foot forward on film so that evaluators can see my talent. And I think that's where, to Blake's point, we stop seeing the same old Dolphins and we start seeing some really cool shit that could happen. I'm just not going to translate to any wins, but at least hopefully we'll be a little bit more competitive. I don't know.
Just watch some fun football. That would be nice. Yeah. Lo-Fi is done with players in general. Just wants to see cheerleaders out there. Can't say I blame you there, but Abel says it's an interesting question, and turning the roster to start in November, crazy, but it's a good question.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. We should trade for offensive linemen team needs on the right side instead of draft picks. Unfortunately, teams don't really trade linemen.
Yeah, if they're good, they're not getting traded. And if they are getting traded, we're giving up way too fucking much for them, which we are not in a position to do given that we are in a complete rebuild. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Top 5 team of cheerleaders across the NFL. We are. I mean, at least that part's fun. Except they don't show them on TV, really, so that sucks. Blake is a big fan of Dolce as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so was Lo-Fi, but for the hair, though. Reasons I wasn't expecting. We could pretend Warren is on our... Yeah, we can pretend that we would have a big 6'6" playmaking tight end on our team instead
Yes, we can.
of what we have.
Yes, we can.
Let's move to takeaway number 2, dude. This was a pretty big one, I think. I've seen a lot of various shows, YouTube shows, actually, not even talking head shows, talking about this, and some talking heads, but I don't really watch them that much. It's Mike McDaniel versus the players. So we alluded to it a little bit in our instant reaction. I have no idea who's at fault for a lot of the things that are happening on the field. And for the first time, maybe ever, we saw some pretty raw emotion coming from Mike McDaniel on the sideline in this game.
Yep, sure did.
This is a dude who knows his job is on the line, and his players are not doing their job, and he's finally starting to show that he's kind of pissed off that they're not doing their job. So I guess the questions from me, for you, and for the chat are, who's at fault for all these discipline issues? Who's at fault for the shit play, for the shit preparedness, for everything that is the Miami Dolphins of 2025? Are they not being coached well enough? Is it like the individual position coaches? Is it the players just being asked and not doing what they need to do to prepare every Sunday? Have the players given up? Have they stopped listening to the coaching staff in general? Is it like time to churn the entire staff because the message is just muddied at this point? Or is it a mix of both? If you want to be a cop-out answer, you could say that, but I would prefer you actually give a real one.
Yeah, well, you're not going to like it because I think it's a bunch of a lot of things,
God
right?
damn it.
I do. I mean, and that's not to say it's a cop-out. It's just the God's honest truth. I think it's a mix of we don't have talent in a lot of key positions. Thank you, Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel. Our coaches aren't preparing this team and aren't adjusting at halftime like true NFL head coaches and offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators are. Mike McDaniel's message has to be getting tired. It's getting tired for me. So my assumption is it has to be getting tired for the players. There's only so much I can listen to somebody stumble through a sentence for 27 minutes to try to get a point across before I'm like, all right, dude, shut the fuck up. Like I don't want to hear what you have to say anymore because you're full of shit.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be my best friend. I need you to be my leader.
Yep.
And this is something that Mike McDaniel is not. Now, I am of the school where I don't believe that this team, and more specifically, this is probably my age speaking here, so I apologize for those of you that are younger listening to this show. But I don't believe that we, with this generation of players and the future generation that is coming in, they're not able to handle the disciplinarian. Right. That's old school football. That's old school mentality. Mm-hmm. These are multi-million-dollar men who are like, excuse me, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Right. And they'll walk out. I just think that Mike McDaniel has lost. It's hard to say the trust of the players, but has just lost has lost grip on reality as a head coach and is trying to do way too much. We've said it on the show before. It's an already complex offense. It's already overcomplicated. But what does he do? Instead of changing things, he adds complexity to an already complex offense. So instead of 6 screens or 6 motions, rather, we have 7 now because, hey, maybe that'll fuck them up. Maybe the defense won't see that coming. And it's just it's a snowball effect. And it all starts with the GM down to the head coach, down to the assistant coaches, or to the position coaches, down to the players, because the players are like, I mean, I would have to imagine, and it's what it looks like. The players are just done with it all. They're done with losing. They're done with this coaching staff, and they're not that talented to begin with. So it's hard, and where we are talented, that talent relies on other positions to impact their successfulness. What do I mean by that? I mean the defensive line. I think this defensive line has so much talent. It's young. But what is the defensive line required to be successful? Edge rushers that can collapse the pocket and cornerbacks that can cover. We have neither. Mm-hmm. Running backs, I think, is one of the strengths of this. What do they require? They require an offensive line that blocks. What don't we have? an offensive line that blocks. Our wide receivers are another strength of this team. What do they require to be successful? An offensive line that blocks for the quarterback and a quarterback to do his job, which neither of them are doing. So it's hard. Right? It has to be a combination of things.
Yeah, I think I'm largely, and I agree, it's a combination of things. And I agree that Mike's message is so old and so tired, and I just want to jump off a cliff when he starts to talk. But there's so much on the field that these players are doing poorly that I screamed for him during the game.
Yeah.
Like, man, Tua, teams are literally putting a guy in the flat on Achane every single play. That means there's got to be somebody else open, and yet you can't find them. That's a Tua problem. That's a quarterback problem. That's a quarterback who has literally 4 or 5 wide receivers and only 4 guys covering them, and he can't find the open guy. He resorts to, oh, well, Achane's over there, right? Let's throw it to him, right? Yep. And bless Achane's soul, because the dude gets lit up every freaking game, and he keeps going out there. Yep. No problem.
Yeah, but I think that has a lot to do with, and I agree with literally everything you just said. But this is what happened when a team has no accountability.
Yeah.
And I understand. Well, what do you mean? You can't sit everyone. No, but you can pick the key heads, the captains of this team, and when they fuck up, hold them accountable. Put them on the bench for a series or a quarter. Or if the game is so far out, bench them. Make a spectacle of it, because whether or not we want to admit it, these players have egos. And Tua has an ego.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're benched on national TV, which he was, that sends a message to the rest of the locker room.
Can't wait to see some. I feel like it's been so long since we've seen good football that I don't even know what to say.
I've watched other teams play great football.
Yeah, with subpar talent.
Yeah, yep.
San Francisco's got more people in the hospital than they do on the field, and they still manage to find ways to win.
Yeah,
and handily, I might say.
Like, how did Detroit go from what Detroit was? And everyone in this chat, and you included, know what Detroit used to be before Dan Campbell, to stumbling into Dan Campbell, and then stumbling into Jared Goff, and then stumbling into Gibbs and Amon-Ra, and so on and so on. So it can be done. How much
criticism they took for that move. They traded Matthew Stafford for Jared Goff
and a couple firsts. They got Jared Goff and a couple firsts and a second or something like that for Matthew Stafford. Yeah.
And all everybody said was, well, Goff is it's just for this year, and then they'll draft somebody.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's nuts. It's
We've seen
absolutely
KC be relevant every year. The Eagles have been relevant every year. The Bills are relevant every year. The Ravens, right? We've seen the New England Patriots go from a coach that they only had for 1 year, who decimated the roster but managed to draft a good quarterback, and now the Patriots are 6-2.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that they went from Tom Brady to rebuild to now being better than us before we got better than anyone is infuriating. Absolutely infuriating.
I mean, we're not the only team. I mean, I work with a lot of Bears fans, so we commiserate together, but it's just, it's so much.
Yeah.
It's so much. All right. Takeaway number 3. Before we get to takeaway number 3, let's go to the chat.
Yeah, chat's blowing up.
Chat's blowing up. All right, has to be Mike. Abel says he's the one who should be blamed. The head of the train is the one who gets blamed, right? The head of the snake is the one who controls the direction.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have to roll with it, Jorge. I don't think we have much of a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Abel spinning here. What player do you want to see get more reps and more playing time? I don't even know. We don't have any talent.
I want to see Ollie get as much humanly possible. I love the way he plays football. I would like to see Ewers, because I'm done with Tua, which is so hard because I've been a Tua guy. I've been on the front lines supporting Tua for his entire tenure with Miami, and if I'm fed up, I mean, you know what I mean? So I'd love to see Ewers or insert other player. I don't give a shit. I just don't want to see Tua again. I'd like to see Dolchitz get some run, because I really liked what I saw. I'd like to see big play Willie Gay start and get some reps. I want to see more from our rookie defensive tackles. I think they're going to be phenomenal going forward. And I'd like to see some of our younger secondaries, just to see Jason Marshall and the other guy who I'm blanking on for some reason. What's the other guy's name? Thank you,
Trader
Dante
led the
Trader.
team in tackles against the Ravens.
Yep. Yeah, like those are the kind of things I want to see. I want to see our rookies start all of your rookies, all of them.
Yeah. I was going to say I want to see more rookies, but they've been playing quite a bit this year. So, I mean,
yeah. Yep.
I want to see more Taj. I know he had the one catch with the fumble.
I agree, though. You can't put that. I mean, that's,
but
shit
I mean,
happens.
who else are we putting out there? Nick Westbrook, Achane, Cedric Wilson. We know who these guys are. They're nothing. They're nobodies. They're Jags. Let's see what we got in Taj. I mean, he's a 7th round pick, so he doesn't have a contract to hang his hat on. Yep. He's probably out of here after this year if he doesn't get some playing time to put up some tape. So I would love to see more Taj. Yeah. You have to throw the first read to get that title of the quickest release in the NFL.
And the problem
is, who gives a shit if your release is quick if it's never
it's always to the running back
for yardage. Yeah, KC versus Bills. That's always a good game, man. I didn't even watch any of that one.
It was a good game. Yeah.
Everyone has made it to the final 8 but us in the last 25 years. Oh God, that sucks.
Yeah, every team in the NFL.
God, remember that? I forgot about this actually.
2-year one. I don't know the playbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the excuses this year that fall into that shitty category is, I can't see over the offensive line. And I think the opposing team's fans at a home game were so loud we couldn't get the plays correct in the huddle. Like, bro, cordially, and if you're young, cover your ears, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That's a Mike McDaniel thing right there, not getting the plays in on time. What is wrong with you, dude? All right, let's move to takeaway number 3. We've been on 2 for a while. The tight end still rules the day against our defense. I mentioned this earlier. And the contain against Lamar worked. It didn't matter because he knows how to throw the ball.
Yeah, it worked.
That's a problem.
Yeah, no, I think we did everything you possibly can in the first half. Admittedly, to you fans and to you guys watching, guys and gals watching the show, I kind of checked out after the middle of the third quarter.
He only had 14 yards on 5 rushes, Lamar.
Yeah.
So we contained him the whole game, but he used his arm.
Yeah, no, and I think we did exactly what we could do for a talented quarterback like Lamar. The problem is when you get your arms around Lamar for a sack, Jalen Phillips, you have to sack him, not let him push you down and keep running and complete a 30-some-odd yard pass to Isaiah Likely, because that's how you lose games. And tight end coverages have always been a problem. I mean, I don't remember a year in my entire life where the Dolphins have covered tight ends well. So
Isaiah Likely has to want to leave Baltimore, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love him on our team.
He is one of the best playmaking tight ends in the league. And he's stuck behind Mark Andrews.
He gets like 12 plays a game.
He had 3 catches.
Yeah.
He had 60 yards on 3 catches.
I know. It's insane.
It's unbelievable.
The problem is he can't block. So, I mean, if you're bringing him in.
Who cares?
No, I know. But if you're,
yeah.
If you have the choice between Mark Andrews at 32 or 34, or however old he is, or Isaiah Likely, and you're looking for a starter, Mark Andrews is the clear and obvious choice because Mark Andrews can block and catch.
Maybe
not as well.
They don't exactly have game-breaking wide receivers out there. I'd like to see them Likely.
Yeah.
Get in there, man.
It's likely he has a good game. No, I'm kidding. That's so bad. All right.
Terrible. All right, boys and girls, we're skipping legends and letdowns tonight because this team doesn't really deserve any legend call-outs. I mean, if you want an honorable mention, Achane. And it's always Achane. 100 yards again.
Just Achane.
100 yards again. He's unbelievable.
And Brunskill. I will call out Brunskill for coming in and play. Yeah. So.
That's it. All right, so we're on Trade Watch. We're gonna go shoot a breaking news episode about Phillips getting traded. Expect to see breaking news episodes from us anytime somebody gets traded.
As quickly as we can. We both have full-time jobs and families. So.
Correct. So it could at some point just be one of us because the other one's not available. But we will get breaking news segments out there ASAP as soon as somebody's moved, and hopefully we see a few more names moved today and tomorrow. Just get some of that draft capital while we can.
Yep, and keep an eye on the post tab on our channel. If you check it a couple times, we'll be posting quite a lot. Some polls and some give us feedback, which we will then take and read on the show, and so on and so forth. And we're gonna have a guest on our next show.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I was Wednesday.
Previewing the Bills game on Wednesday. with our. We want me to tell them who it is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, with our boy Frozen Fins fan. He's joining us on Wednesday. We're gonna break down the Dolphins-Bills game. And by breakdown, I mean determine how badly we're going to lose it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how many yards Jared Cook is going to have rushing the ball against.
Truth be told, we may talk more about whatever other trades happen.
Yes.
Than we will about the Bills game.
Yeah, we're going to loosely gloss over the fact that we're going to lose by 40, and then we're going to get to all of the other.
It'll be like Dolphins off-season conversations with a splash of Bills game.
Yeah. Of Big Brother whooping our ass. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, expect to see a little more content from us about the offseason. Now that we know that we are in full rebuild mode, we will start slipping in more conversations about various things that we would like to see the team do. And we would love your opinions on that as well. This is the most fun season for a Dolphins fan is the offseason. And we get to start our offseason before week 10, which is incredible.
8 weeks before everyone else.
We also have a bye in week 12, so we may see some breaking news happen that week as well. Otherwise, we will have to come up with a conversation to have that week, and it might be just a midseason report card. It is our Super Bowl Sunday.
Abel, you're savage. I love it.
Plus or minus, how many times does Tua get sacked against the Bills? Plus or minus 4.
Oh, I'm taking the over on that one.
Plus, yeah, I'm taking the over.
How many interceptions? Plus or minus 3.
Harrison got his first. You see that?
Yeah, I did. I know. I'm so pissed off.
I think it's under 3 still. Unless yours is in, then it's over.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens there.
Sweet.
All right, I can't thank you guys enough. 75 subscribers, absolutely incredible. I can't believe we hit our goal. We have conversations regularly. We're like, are we going to get there? Are we actually going to get there? Like, super pumped.
Yeah, these goals, just for you guys, these goals were lofty. I mean, we're 3 months into this new channel. We spent close to 2 years on another channel with a couple of our other friends, decided to do our own thing. And we set very lofty expectations for us. And very, very much appreciate each and every single one of you.
We're not stopping there, though. Next goal is 150 by the 6-month mark. So we're looking for 160 subscribers in 3 months from now, which I think is January, February? I don't know. There's a date in there.
February, middle of February. Yeah.
So
and I will say this for those of you that are here, if we hit that milestone, we will be giving away both some show swag and a Dolphins swag, a Dolphins jersey or hoodie or shirt or something, and we will pick a commenter live on the show, both, and we will take account of anyone that's commented in any of our chats and anyone that's commented on any of our shows, post live shows, like in comments or polls or whatever. We will draw live on the show, and I will reach out to you individually and get your address so I can mail you something. So we can mail you something.
Absolutely huge. Thank you guys all once again. This has been the 305 Gridiron. We were breaking down, reacting to our loss to the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football. Maybe we will win one of these primetime games. We got one more against Washington, who looks suddenly very bad. So maybe we'll win it. It's in Spain. Maybe we'll give the Spaniards something to cheer about. Who knows? But that'll do it for us tonight, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining us. For Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, I'm Anthony Pinzone. This has been the 305 Gridiron. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, fins up, baby.